Transition on Atlantic Television Network. Niger Delta Development Commission has commenced the payment of 50,000 naira monthly stipend to 10,000 indigenous youths from the Niger Delta under its youth internship scheme. The Director of Corporate Affairs at the NDDC, Mrs. Seledi Thompson Wakama, who disclosed this to journalists in Port Harcourt, River State capital, on Thursday, said the beneficiaries would undergo practical hands-on training across the various organizations for 12 months to develop critical skills, adding that during the inauguration of the scheme on July 31, 2024, Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced the federal government's approval of a 50,000 naira monthly stipend for the trainees. According to Thompson Wakama, the Commission has successfully completed the selection process and has begun placing trainees in organizations to gain practical experience. Adding that with the completion of these phases, the payment of the monthly stipends has also commenced. Thompson Wakama explained that the scheme had enabled the Commission to collate essential data, including the qualifications, skills, interests, needs and employment status of the youth of the region, and the data would guide the Commission in designing programs tailored to address the unique challenges faced by young people. She disclosed that the NDDC partnered with KPMG, a global audit and consultant firm, to enhance the Commission's corporate governance framework. In Bayelsa State, Governor Senator Doyo Duri has directed his Commissioner for Education, Dr. Gento Emela, to commence renovation of all dilapidated school infrastructure across the state. Duri, who paid an unscheduled visit to some public schools, expressed displeasure at the state of the facilities at the St. Jude's Girls Secondary School, Amarati, Yenagoa, and the Ijo National Academy, Kayama, in Kolokuma, Opokuma local government area of the state, adding that the government's budgetary provisions and expenditure in the education sector do not match the reality of the ground. A statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Daniel Alabra, recalled that there have been outcries in some rural communities, particularly in Ekeremo local government area, about poor school infrastructure and the absence of teachers and the absence of sporting facilities, as well as the uncompleted dining hall, and directed the Commissioner to ensure that the contractor returned to the site. He restated the commitment of his administration to the development of the education sector and its importance to national building. Leadership of the Delta State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has condemned in strong terms the continued neglect of key infrastructural projects that are vital to the development of Delta Ijo communities under the administration of Governor Sheriff Obrowori. The statement, signed by its publicity secretary Valentine Onejoho, expressed its support for the agitations by the Ijo Youth Council. The party said key projects such as Ayakoromo Bridge, Burutu Marine Polytechnic, and critical road projects in Ogulaha Odimoji, Ohoro and Bomadi, Toruhene Ojobo, and Ehowa Abari remain abandoned despite repeated calls for action, adding that the failure of Oberowori's administration to upgrade the Isena Ibe Teachers Training College, Boromadi, to either a polytechnic or university is a stark reminder of the administration's disregard for education and skill acquisition in riverine areas. The opposition party urged Governor Sheriff Obrowori to immediately prioritize the completion and funding of these critical projects, stressing that Delta Ijo communities deserve better than the broken promises and abandoned plans that have been the hallmark of its administration. Suspended Edo State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Samson Osagie has denied committing financial infrastructure. Osagie was suspended on Wednesday alongside the chairman of Edo State Local Government Service Commission, Damian Lawani, for alleged official financial infractions. In a letter dated February 5, 2025, and signed by Secretary to the Senate State President Umar Ikiholo, Governor Monday Obeholo, who ordered the suspension of the duo, also ordered the setting up of a committee to investigate the allegation leveled against the duo and make appropriate recommendations. A statement on Thursday, Osagie denied the allegations against him and expressed readiness to defend himself and prove his innocence. This is coming after the Edo State government has announced the suspension of its Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Samson Osagie and the chairman of the Local Government Service Commission, Damian Lawani, over the allegations of grave official and financial frauds. The Secretary of the State Government, Mr. Musa Kiholo, who disclosed the suspension in a statement in Benin, the state capital, on Thursday said the suspension takes immediate effect and also pending the conclusion of an investigation into the allegation. Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has adjourned proceedings to Monday, February 10th for the Edo State Governor Monday Webolo to open his case. The development followed the failure of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which was scheduled to present its witnesses starting Thursday, February 6th, while INEC's lead counsel, Kanu Agabi, informed the three-member panel led by Justice Wilfred Opochi that they would not be presenting any witness after giving it a thought at the end of the Wednesday's proceedings. He said there would be no need to call witnesses and had requested an adjournment till Thursday, and most of whom it said were traveling from Benin, Edo State, to be present to give their testimonies. INEC also informed the panel that the commission had lined up 5 witnesses to testify in defense of the declaration of Monday Bebolo of All the Progressives Congress as the winner of the September 21, 2024 Edo State governorship election. INEC had declared that APC's Opebolo secured 291,667 votes to defeat the People's Democratic Party and its governorship candidate Asureimi Ihadolo, who garnered 247,655 votes, and aggrieved by the declaration of the electoral body, the PDP and Igodolo dragged INEC, Obebo and APC before the tribunal at first the third respondent respectively. In Akwa Ibom State, Police Command has paraded once a month Sunday a 13-year-old male pupil of St. Paul Primary School, Ikot Ibiok, in Eket local government area of the state for wielding a locally made pistol in school, and using the command also paraded one Roline Morris, female, and one Eno Udoka, female, for conspiring and stealing a child at Obong Etam village in Itu local government area sometime in the month of June 2024, and sold the victim for 200,000 naira to their regular receiver in Cross River State. The suspects used the money to purchase a refrigerator, television, fan, among others, while the police said all the items have been recovered from them. State House of Assembly and was kidnapped by gunmen on December 24, 2024. He was reportedly abducted while returning home on Ugunna Abamba Road in Inland Town, Onitsha. Minister of the Federal Capital, Nyesom Wike, has urged Nigerians to be patient with the government amid the current economic hardship. Speaking in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, while leading members of the G5 and other political associates on a condolence visit to Governor Seyi Makinde, Wike said President Bola Tinubu's policies were designed to improve the country's economic situation. This is coming after Makinde's elder brother, Sanda Makinde, passed away on Friday, January 2024, at the age of 65. Wike was accompanied by former governors Okeze Bazo from Abia State and Samuel Otom Benwa, as well as Senator Sandy Ono, Philip Aduda, Ola Ngogo, Mao Ohubangwa, and Chubudom Nguche, among others. The minister acknowledged the difficulties Nigerians were facing, but maintained that the government's ongoing economic policies would yield positive results in due time, and also assured Nigerians of better days ahead. While commiserating with the Makinde family, the minister expressed his condolence and emphasized the importance in time of grief. In Kwara State, 4 suspects are in police net in over alleged criminal conspiracy, extortion, and kidnap threats. They are Tuko Muhammad, Yahaya Abdullahi, Umar Sani, and Dairu Isiako. A statement by the spokesperson of the State Police Command, SP Adeton Ejire Adeyemi, in Ilorin on Thursday said, the Filani camp, Ilesha Baruba, discovered a white paper placed at the door front of his residence with 2 phone numbers written on it. Upon calling one of the numbers, the receiver threatened to kidnap him and his family unless a ransom of 20 million naira was paid, and after negotiations, the demand was reduced to 4 million naira. The victim promptly reported the case to the police. However, operatives of the State Police Command successfully foiled the kidnap plot and arrested 2 suspects involved in the criminal act. The suspects have been charged to court and remanded in prison custody. The Commissioner of Police, Victor Olaiya, commended the operatives for their swift and professional response, reaffirming the command's commitment to combating crime and ensuring the safety of all residents. Violent chieftaincy dispute in the Odu electoral ward of Maraba Udege Development Area, Nasarawa Local Government Area, has claimed the lives of a mother and her child, displacing many residents and destroying several homes. The long-standing conflict, which has persisted for 3 years, escalated on Saturday, February 1, 2025, following a land ownership disagreement between the warring factions, and in response to the crisis, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule visited the affected communities on Wednesday to assess the situation and seek a lasting solution. He ordered the feuding families from the Odu and Embu communities to withdraw from the chieftaincy struggle immediately, while the dispute involves the Afro people of Angwan Duse and Angwan Kasa, both under the Udege Development Area. After surveying the destruction, Governor Sule announced plans to appoint an administrator to oversee the area and restore peace, and stressed the region's growing importance due to ongoing mining activities, and urged stakeholders to view Mararaba as a shared community rather than one divided by factional lines. Retired naval officer Yahaya Owuna, who welcomed the government and his entourage, called on all Afro people to embrace peace for the sake of the region's growth and stability. Unknown gunmen had killed 1 person and kidnapped 5 persons in Binawa Community, Kaura Local Government Area of Kaduna State. The Binawa Community Development Association National President and National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Istifanus Danjuma Makoshi, and Comrade Gaba Victor Binawa, respectively, in a statement condemned the attack in the community in strong terms, describing it as barbaric. The statement further explained that Mr. Mani Ali Maikomo was brutally killed, while the 5 persons abducted are Mr. Dauda Danjuma Makoshi, Mrs. Kande Dauda Makoshi, village head Maguza Saleh, Paul Musa Gambo, and Solomon Jonah Dangata Binawa, who escaped with injuries. The community observed that the act of violence was not just an attack on the victims and the families, but on the peace and stability of the entire Binawa's community, and called on the Kaduna State Government security agencies and all relevant authorities to take urgent and decisive action to secure the immediate and safe release of those abducted. The statement appealed to authorities to ensure that the perpetrators of the heinous crime are brought to justice, while suggesting more security presence in Binawa and all the vulnerable communities to prevent further attacks. Suspected bandits have kidnapped the former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Maharazu Tsiga, retired, in Tsiga Village, Bakori Local Government Area of Katsina State in the early hours of Thursday. The bandits also killed 1 person and abducted at least 9 others, even as they were said to have ransacked every home, capturing away valuables. State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Abubakar Sadiq, who confirmed the attack, said he would give feedback shortly. In Kano State, House of the Assembly has passed a bill to establish a state-owned security outfit, granting it the authority to bear arms, prevent crimes, and make arrests across the state. The passage of the bill followed extensive deliberations, particularly in a controversial clause that prohibits members of the political parties from heading the security agency. Majority Leader of the House, Lawan Huzaini, said the legislative body conducted a thorough review of the bill to ensure it serves the best interests of all sectors in the state, adding that the law mandates that the leadership of the security outfit be entrusted to a non-partisan indigene of the state. According to Dala, the new law aims to enhance security operations in Kano with security personnel empowered. has dissolved the entire governing council of the Yakubu Gowon University, formerly Uni Abuja, and will leave Professor Amanko as acting vice-chancellor of the Yakubu Gowon University for a 6-month term. Senator Lanre Tejuoso is currently pro-chancellor of the university. He will be succeeded in Makurdi by Senator Joy Amodi, now Pro-Chancellor of Alvon Ikoko University of Education. In addition, Tinubu has relieved Professor Polycarp Chibu from his position as acting Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nigeria and Saudi. President Tinubu said the changes reflect his administration's commitment to a catastrophic fire and oil spill from Manifold Well 8 BUG008 in OML 18 located in Bukuma, Rivers State. Senator representing River West, Banigo Ipalibo, who raised the motion during Wednesday plenary, also raised alarm over the environmental and health consequences of recurrent oil spills in the region, calling for swift investigation and intervention from relevant government agencies to quickly address the spillage. Correspondent Rotimi Adewoyi report that in her motion, the president's state lawmaker also expressed concern over the delayed response of
consequences of this incident, including contamination of rivers, farmlands, and aquatic life, which constitute the primary source of livelihood for the residents of Buguma. The pollutants released pose significant health risks, including respiratory and waterborne diseases,